Happy birthday. At the risk of sounding cheesy, you put the cool in coolest. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And many more.
Well, it's probably a good thing that Cortana was really chipper this past weekend, because I certainly wasn't. Yeah, this past weekend featured me turning 34, which is an incredibly morbid age for me. So, I remember when my dad turned 34. So what's the going rate for a will these days? Because, I'm clearly over the hill. I didn't do the prunes thing or anything. I mean, I already did that when I turned 30 and I thought I was old, so either way. If people want to start unsubscribing because I'm now irrelevant because I'm too old, well, say la vie. Folks are probably going to end up unsubscribing anyways because, oh no, gaming footage! Ah! Yeah. How about we bring back the color, shall we? With some effects that I'm playing with in the video software and things like that. I've been sitting there the whole time I've owned this program since 2013 and I haven't used them. I guess that ends here. So anyways, Mr. Goodman is joining us along with the fireplace in the garrison. It's like one of those cozy, crackling fireplace type thingies. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to make sure this guy doesn't go AFK. Hopefully the internet doesn't disconnect so we can have the nice ambient sounds of the wow fireplace thingy. This guy is my alter ego, by the way. In case you haven't noticed the resemblance. Can we zoom in on the face? Nah, it starts clipping. Darn it. Yes, engineering goggles versus sunglasses is kind of like the closest thing to being a paladin badass with sunglasses in World of Warcraft. So anyways, I'm going to keep him jumping every so often. Well, actually, if I see him sit down in the viewfinder, then I know I got to hit the space bar. But whatever it takes to keep the ambient fireplace noise going for this. So it's like one of those Yule log videos where it's just a fireplace for whatever. But, alright. So, the vlog series is all about updates, so let's talk about updates, beginning with the whole birthday thing, of course. 34 is a very morbid age for me because I remember when my dad turned 34. I was a little kid back then, and of course, that's the very first of my dad's birthdays I remember him celebrating. So, he sent me a card, we'll get to this shortly. But let's just say that he decided to be like, oh, happy birthday, old timer, happy 34th. Mute the microphone so Cortana doesn't go off. Happy 34th, old timer. And I was like, yeah, I remember when you turned 34. He's like, I remember when I turned 34 too. I wish it was that day again. Tell you what, pal, if you feel old because you're 34, just be glad you don't have a son who's 34. Yeah. And that, folks, is why fuddy-duddy rules like honor thy father and mother exist. Because they always have dirt on you if you want to crack an old age joke about how you allegedly are getting old. Right. Let's try and move from subject to subject tonight to not get too depressed. Although he did send me a card. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because chickens are really, really stupid. Happy birthday. Happy 34th. I couldn't cover up the age. Story of my life, right? You can't cover up your age. Anyways, jump, Mr. Goodman, jump. So, we've got some things to talk about, and some updates that we need to make, basically. Beginning with this whole gaming videos thing. I really don't feel like making any more tech videos for the foreseeable future. So if this super uber disappoints you, go ahead and unsubscribe. But I am one step away from shutting down the channel at this point because of the gaming video nonsense that's going on. I'm not going to keep wasting my breath saying that this is commentary, and I do understand what Twitch is, and I would go stream on Twitch if I really wanted to be like that. But again, the gaming videos, of course you've got gaming footage going throughout the entire vlog today. The gaming videos, see, so I wonder how many people aren't going to watch this because they see I've got WoW going in the background. But the gaming videos are going to be more intelligent in nature. Oh, I forgot to turn off Senses Plus. Brilliant! Actually, let's turn the UI back on. It's prime time and there's only 200 people on Terralion. Alliance side. Versus like 500, 600 earlier, so I understand there's plenty of WoW apathy going on because we're in the single biggest end of expansion doldrums ever with this game, which is also why I'm playing these characters and getting tons and tons of money, because there are so few players that nearly every night there's call to arms raids, sometimes for DPS. So you can usually find at least one call to arms raid, get the satchel, and get like 500 gold easily. So all the really expensive stuff like the garrison upgrades and some of the other things like some of the vanity mounts and the expedition yak and stuff like that, I think I might raid my way towards getting, while there's so few people playing this game that Blizzard's trying everything possible to get people to do LFR and stuff like that. Because, I mean, once you lose the queuing system, you probably lose a lot of people's interest, so they're probably pulling out all the stops to keep people raiding through LFR. But that's what's going on with that. I do know that WoW is a dead game at this point, and that's why the gaming videos that I make about World of Warcraft are going to be either commentary or pseudo-machinima at this point, because, you know, I wouldn't even... well, that's the sad part, you know. I was reading a comment earlier, aside from the one that was spam because it wasn't on topic, about the whole gaming video thing, where an LPer was talking about, yeah, I don't feel like doing Let's Plays anymore because nobody watches them. Well, in a way, I kind of blame the Let's Play crowd for the disastrous state of gaming videos nowadays, but, you know, the Let's Players are the reason why Twitch exists, so anybody that's still doing Let's Plays on YouTube is living in the past. I mean, that's what Twitch streams are for. Once Twitch gets on-demand VODs out, uploadable VODs, I should say. Once Twitch gets uploadable VODs, it's all over for gaming videos on YouTube. I don't care how much YouTube tries to push gaming, YouTube gaming. I mean, I've tried to upload some of these videos, these Play Some Stuff videos, to YouTube Gaming, and they've gotten absolutely nowhere. People have told me I've been using the wrong tags. Well, it doesn't matter whether I use tons of tags or barely any tags, crap views. It doesn't matter what I do. It's just crap views, crap views, crap views, crap views, crap views. So, you could say it's a demographic problem that the people that want to watch people play video games are doing it all on Twitch nowadays. The big problem is, it's not really that, it's prejudice. People see what looks like a gaming video on a variety channel and you're like, whatever, filler material. Or jumping on a bandwagon or something like that. Or they assume it's going to be something like a Let's Play, and that's not what I do. Like I said, Play Some Stuff is commentary, just like the other videos that I do is commentary. And actually I'm going to have some more narrative type stuff coming up, like telling the story of how the heck have I been playing this game for 10 years. So I did hit the 10-year milestone not too long ago, well, roughly about this time. It was the end of winter, early spring of 2006 when I fired up this game for the first time. So you're talking about a game here that I've been regularly interested in longer than any Elder Scrolls game that I've ever played. Yeah, I played Morrowind almost exclusively for the better part of a year, but that was just a one-year thing. This game, on the other hand, maybe if we count the even if we just count one of the expansions on their own, like Lich King or Burning Crusade, you're talking more time spent playing through that content than most Elder Scrolls games that I've had. So, it's really interesting. I'll probably do some kind of retrospective, and if the views are crap, well, I can always just take a break from all this stuff because, quite frankly, what's the point? If people are going to be this way and always assume that I'm just jumping on the bandwagon or something, or if they're not interested in WoW, they can't possibly be interested in whatever the heck I do with probably the single best game for machinima right now because of how well this game runs. The art team has really cartooned the heck out of it, and it looks really nice. And the best part is it's really smooth. I wish Guild Wars 2 could get this level of performance going, but unfortunately the code's not as optimized. In this game, way more mature. So I think I could really tell a story with this game, you know, that's, as opposed to like, oh look, let's do another Let's Play. No, that's not me at all. So, in that respect, at this point I would say that the tech videos are on ice. I just really don't feel like making them anymore. If you want to unsubscribe, go right ahead, but the crap that I've taken for the tech videos in the last couple of months is inexcusable. You've got people that won't leave me alone about the Delosaurus. There's people that won't leave me alone about how I'm not doing everything exactly 100% the way they would do this sort of stuff. And then there was the Linux debacle. Most of the toxic behavior that I've gotten, including the gaming video hate, by the way, has come from people that like the tech videos, which is disgusting. Seriously? Computer nerds that like hardware but don't like software? Because that's what this is. This is software. Commentary about computer software. That's what ultimately PC games are, is computer software. But apparently there's folks out there that don't want to make the connection, and so crap views, crap views, crap views. So, and then there's the crap that I take because of the tech series. I took it last year and I'm not taking it this year. Plus, some of those videos were getting far too compulsory. Video about my furnace? Really? Starting the furnace, lighting the pilot light? We gotta get away from this daily minutia crap. Because, well, that's the interesting part. Suppose, you're flipping the script, you're not making the videos that we subscribe for. A video about my furnace gets hundreds of views while gaming videos get crap. And all I did was light the pilot light in the furnace. Yeah, nice try on that one. So, since there's such a large portion of my audience that wants to be malicious, I think I'll do just gaming videos for the foreseeable future, and if the views are crap, I'll shut down the channel, or go do the Classics project over on Dailymotion. I have lots of options, but one thing that's not going to happen is I'm not going to keep putting up with the crap that I've been dealing with. Likewise, there's stuff that's not getting done around here that needs to get done, because I'm waiting to make a video about it. So I can fix that by just not making a video about it. Your choice, folks, but YouTube has had its issues over the years, and it's really too bad that YouTube has to be the way it is. Is that ambient noise from the NPCs? Ugh. Should have shut off Census Plus. What are we up to? 206. Yay. Blizzard's got some infrastructure issues. Too many dead servers. Then again, just queuing for... You get all the money you need just by queuing for a call-to-action raid. So, for the foreseeable future, I think I want to have a gaming focus on this channel to get away from the tech that causes all the problems and get more stuff done offline. Because making videos about every single itty-bitty thing, like George Foreman grills and stuff, really? Well, they still get views, sadly. Anyways... That's the story with the channel. Could always take a break. Wouldn't be the first time I've done it. But if I do deliberately shut down the channel for a bit, or permanently, it'd be the first time that ever happened. Usually what happens is I play too many video games, and then I just don't get around to making a YouTube video for months on end. But this would be the first time I ever did it deliberately. So anyways, got a book here, The Walmart Way by Don Soderquist. Had it for about 10 years. It's starting to yellow, and it's reminding me why I got a Kindle, because it's that garbage. This thing will be a tome in no time flat. Nope, no weird smells in the book. No weird smells in the book from Smoke Lady. When I first moved out here, I had problems with my books. They still stunk of cigarettes and sometimes pot because of Smoke Lady. And by the way, these were 2 floors above Smoke Lady, so... But let's leave the past in the past. I left that place for a reason, and the reason was not to dwell on it for long periods, except for afterwards. So, anyways, here's the situation. I scared a few people when I talked about being 1 foot out the door at work. Now, that doesn't mean I'm looking to get out of there ASAP. What that means is I'm expecting to get sabotaged out of the company, laid off, or termed, or in some other way shoved out the door. Most of it has to do with the Pictovoice launch that we recently did, where we're trying to modernize the warehouse with newer equipment and stuff that I have a background in. Now here's the problem. See, I have a large background with talking computers, and that's what Pictovoice is. You wear a headset and you talk to a talking computer all day to pick your orders. It's really geeky stuff. So, but that's the thing. But that's the thing. I've got a big background in talking computers. When I was a little kid, big surprise, I wanted a computer for Christmas. I was using Apple IIs at school, and my dad's, my folks were, actually my parents, my mom was still alive. No, she didn't see me get out of kindergarten, unfortunately. So, yeah, my dad was like, no way in hell I can afford a computer. But he did give me a consolation prize, a VTech Socrates. You might be able to look it up on YouTube. Someone's probably made some kind of video showing one of those things by now. But it was one of those children's VTech thingies, but it hooked up to a television, and it had a keyboard and little control thingies with a red action button and a square D-pad, not unlike the one on the Sega Master System controller that was used for, get this, the graphics program Super Painter. little tiny infrared controller, digital by the way, not analog, was supposed to be used for drawing. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. Wish I could find one on eBay or something. That'd be hilarious if I could do some kind of video. But I don't even think it had AV out. I think it had RF only, so I'd have to get an RF switch or demodulate it or mod the thing or something. But yeah, the VTech Socrates, it was an interesting device, but one of the add-ons for it was the talking cartridge, which my dad got me. And I had that thing in, and the robot with the spinning head said, "Hello, let's learn and play together." Yeah, kind of a Barney the Dinosaur type motif, but more like a robot than a stupid purple dinosaur. Now, I used to sit on the main menu pushing the W key on the keyboard a bunch of times because the thing had trouble pronouncing W correctly. W, W, W. It sounded garbled because of the computer voice. And I thought it was funny. So I'd be over like W, 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 W. My dad would be like, "Shut up!" But I thought it was funny because things like that are funny when you're 6. But yeah, talking computers all the way back to when I was a little kid. Fast forward to junior high, and my school got a grant for new computers, got all new Macintoshes, mid-90s-ish or so. They came with Simple Text, which had text-to-speech in it, used that Fred voice or something like that. I think that's what it's called, is Fred. But that Simple Text, it had Simple Text, Simple Text talked, KidPix talked, so I was there making the computers talk. Then fast forward to high school. One honorable mention in high school. Someone wrote in my, because I was the kind of person that would yell at a computer and be like, "Piece of crap," whenever it crashed. They were like, someone wrote in my high school yearbook, "You're the only person I know who would ever talk to a computer like you do. Just as long as the computer doesn't talk back." Well, fast forward to college, John DeFino's CyberBuddy program with Microsoft Agent characters, talking personal assistant software. Told you news, weather, when you had email, stock quotes, things like that. It's still out there, but it doesn't work very well because newer versions of Windows don't support Microsoft Agent very well. Last time I tried it, I got chroma key issues with big pink stuff everywhere because of chroma issues in Windows, even in Windows 7, not being in classic mode. Windows Aero it had a lot of problems with. I can only imagine what it does now with Windows 8 and 10. So, but that's the story with that. Then after college I picked up ZabaWare's Ultra HAL Assistant, did that interview with the computer video where I put it in voice chat mode and talked to it with a microphone. And of course we have, make sure it's muted before I go saying the name of Cortana. Nowadays we have Siri, Google Now, Cortana. I don't know if Alexa is ever going to be an app, but I'm not going to be blowing money on Amazon Echo just to have another talking computer in the house. But if Amazon ever released Alexa separate, I would probably try an Alexa app if there was one available. So, but yeah, talking computers, totally my thing, because I'm a nerd. And so we went to launch Pick-to-Voice, which uses talking computers to pick orders, and I was made a grand total of, on the deliverables list, I was only responsible for running the performance report every day. So let me get this straight. After years and years of designing access applications using ODBC and VBA, basically databases in name only, so call them Dinos if you want, but after years and years of designing databases in name only, shut up Census Plus, you're ruining my fireplace sounds, whatever. But anyways, I'm like an AFK or in a battleground constantly jumping in place. Why don't we like, there we go. Oh great, now he's playing WoW in the middle of a vlog. He's totally an addict. Guilty as charged. But anyways, yeah, so that was the grand total of, despite all these years of designing databases in name only to not need lots of report clerks, the sum total of what I'm responsible for is run this report. What a slap in the face. The reason why this is such a slap in the face to me comes from this book, The Walmart Way by Don Soderquist, page 132, in a section about the dangers of bureaucracy. Story time! As a business grows larger, it is even more important to control costs, but at the same time, it gets harder. The further the leadership gets away from the details of the operations, the greater the chance for slippage. Unnecessary costs creep into a business in many ways. Everyone needs an assistant. The assistants need assistants, and instead of managers being generalists, they call for more specialists. At this point, the bureaucracy has arrived. We install computers to reduce the clerical work, but don't reduce the payroll accordingly. We need people to read and interpret the myriad of reports. We grow larger, and the bureaucracy grows faster than the sales. The bureaucrats add to the workload by developing new reports that everyone needs to receive. The list of people who receive reports becomes endless. Before long, the bureaucracy is full-blown and costing the company money. Bureaucrats not only add to the payroll and create additional work, but they also stifle innovation and initiative so that it takes longer to get things done. A U.S. congressman spoke at a Saturday morning meeting many years ago and shared his view on bureaucrats. He compared bureaucrats to cockroaches. He said that it isn't what they eat that's the problem, it's what they get into and mess up that's the real concern. That excerpt right there has been one of the single most influential business book excerpts of my entire career. I was reading this book around the time that the leadership team at my old stomping grounds was checking out Good to Great for the first time. I actually have picked up Good to Great since then. Of course, this will probably be one of the last business books that I ever buy in actual book form, now that I've seen how wonderful Kindle can be. Speaking of which, I should start bringing my Kindle to work and reading through some more books. I got books sitting on there that I haven't gotten around to reading. So, great excuse to stay away from the snack food. But, but yeah. So yeah, that's why this is such a problem. And you know what? This guy, retired COO of Walmart, he was correct. Because I've already seen my old stomping grounds drown in bureaucracy because they are absolutely smothered in reports. And so that's where my massive aversion to run this report comes from. I believe before they got yelled at by corporate to get their labor budget in line and stop having so many people who weren't moving product on their payroll, that ultimately led to the layoffs that I was involved in. Before they got told to get their labor budget in line, I think they were up to like 4 or 5 extra report clerks. They basically would have these project people come in, and they would say, this report is amazing, you should run it for everybody in the building, and everybody should receive it every single day. And of course, it's something they worked on, spent a lot of hours on, like, this report is awesome. And in classic silver bullet syndrome, they would take the bait. Next thing we knew, we needed tons of report clerks who literally did nothing but run reports all day. Literally, full-time job, 40 hours a week, running reports all day. And some of them didn't even give a crap about what exactly they were doing. All they wanted to know was what to click. They didn't want to have a clue what the heck they were looking at or what the heck they were doing, just that you told them what to click and when you had to have it run, who you had to send it to. And so we had some very carefree bureaucratic types that would be like, I run this report, then I run this report, then I run this report. Oh shoot, this report crashed. Now I gotta click this, and manually override the whole thing. And now I'm behind. Somebody just running reports. I might need overtime to run reports, boss. You want me to run these reports and get them out? No. Absolutely finito. Absolute nada. That's a better word. If I want to try and sound classy by using other languages' words here. But it was, as Donald Trump would say, it was a huge disaster. Not so sure that's how Donald Trump would say it, but it was an absolute huge disaster. Yeah. And so that's the thing. It got to the point where the place drowned in reports. We had all these extra report clerks, and then what do you know? Corporate wanted them to get their labor budget in line because they didn't want you having more than X amount of people on your payroll that weren't physically moving products. So the report clerks started to dwindle down, and then eventually there were other layoffs as well, which I was one of them. So I'm in a different business unit now. I wouldn't even dream of going back to my old stomping grounds. It's still a very depressing place. I visited there a couple of times, and it hasn't been pretty. But anyways, the whole situation with this whole run this report nonsense is the decline just made things even worse. First off, everybody was shuffling reports all over the place. there was, supervisors only have so much time. They actually have to run their departments and, do their job. So when you're stuffing a ton of reports into their mailbox, odds are they would, read maybe one or two of them, tops. So tons of reports, most of which weren't really getting used all that often. And then they had to start lowering the head count on those report clerks. So now the supervisors were expected to run these reports every single day on top of everything else they were already doing. They tried going electronic, and they weren't reading most of the emails, so they kept having a full mailbox, not being able to send and receive mail because of all the 2 meg spreadsheets from all those reports they allegedly always needed to receive. Yeah, it was a disaster. Then as the head count dropped, they were expected to start running their own reports. Like I said, they didn't. They didn't have time. They weren't even close to it. And you know what the problem is? The problem is that you had to run the reports in the first place. You would have somebody who would get really obsessed with the proprietary report running software. And they'd be like, oh, this report is amazing. You should run this every single day. Your business will do so much better because of it. But that's the thing. We don't want to improve the business, but then increase payroll at the same time. Because now we need people to interpret the reports like their tax documents. Whatever. But anyways, what are we up to now? We're getting towards, 218. Lovely. But yeah. So that's the thing. I've seen places drown in reports before, and unfortunately I've read this book. And I'm not going to play dumb with one of the most influential business things I've ever read in this book, in that section on bureaucracy. Because, no, lean and mean, that's absolutely the way to go. And so that's why I've got so much of the stuff that I have, like the display screens that I've programmed for them. It's automatic. You turn on what you want to see, and you can even put it on a timer so that it updates automatically every so often, then you just check it. You don't actually have to open this, run that, go to this web page, blah, 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 blah. No, it's just there. You check it, and you do stuff based on it. But that's the thing. So to have me suddenly becoming Mr. Report Clerk is a total slap in the face. It's like asking somebody wearing a Yankees hat, Yankees jersey, Yankees jacket, and Yankees everything to go root for the Red Sox. Yeah, not a good idea. Or vice versa, for those of you Red Sox fans out there. Those of you not from the Northeast, it's a little inside baseball. It's a life or death rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees around here. Connecticut in particular is carved way up. That's one of the jokes. You know you're from Connecticut if there are only 2 baseball teams in the entire universe. The Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. And you love one and hate the other. So, the situation at work with the whole 1 foot out the door thing that I was saying earlier is simply that the issue where I think it might get to the point where someone tries to sabotage me out of there or find some reason to get rid of me. It'd be nice if that didn't happen, since I've gone to all the trouble to move closer to these folks. And but it's just some stuff's really... I'm not going into as much detail on this because I don't want this to be a 45-minute vlog or anything. I might be getting close to it already, but quite frankly, that's what's going on with that. That's what's going on with that. It's not that I want to leave. It's that I may not have a choice in the matter at the way things are going. There's been some decisions that have been made since the launch of the voice equipment that has me questioning whether or not the operations team is trying to stack the deck against our selectors. We have people that are legitimately worried about losing their job because they won't be able to work with the new technology. Right now, some of their fears are at least partially well-founded. It really depends on how things go once the building gets onto the progression curve. But I cannot, with a clear conscience, remain involved if they turn the place into a turnover mill. Because that would be the point where the warehouse fiasco folks start looking better than them. And that would be a huge disaster! So, alright, as far as the road forward for this channel, probably less tech videos if I don't just stop them entirely. There's other stuff that I could be doing, and quite frankly, I want to play around with some of this machinima type stuff. Because, also, the world is empty enough right now that I probably could have some scenic vistas of Azeroth or something like that. I've actually thought about doing a parody of, if you ever seen the Over series, where someone flew in a plane over, like, big cities and stuff. Around here we had Over New England on PBS when I was growing up back in the 90s. But I was wondering if I could do something like that, like Over Azeroth or something. and just do a total out-and-out parody of that. Put some like smooth jazz in the background with some aerial footage of like Stormwind and Orgrimmar, but yeah. Expect the channel to be gaming focused for a while, and if the views are garbage, I'll just do more playing games and making videos about games. But there's been too much that's been going on that's been bringing too many trolls to the table, so to speak, and been causing too many headaches for me. And this is supposed to be fun. When it becomes too much like a second job, it's time for me to take a vacation. So, well, that's it for now. And you've had this gaming footage going the entire time. So please don't be hateful towards my little experiments with with machinima type stuff or commentaries. This is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.